What is up, everybody? We are live and rolling and back playing with some Shashibo as per usual. Can't stop, won't stop. You're never going to get me to give up playing with my favorite toy. So, we're back at it. Hey, King Ravana, great pun. Happy October. I won't be going live with you guys tomorrow for Halloween, but I'm excited to hear about what y'all are doing. Anybody dressing up like a Shashibo? I thought about it this year, but JT wouldn't let me take one of the big ones home with me on the plane. Welcome, welcome. I'm cubing up a little of what we had going on the other day, just so we can start anew. Saw this awesome combo from our friend over on the Discord, Kryptonite. I thought that was a really nice combination of each of the Shashibo family, and I really like that little. I really like that little presentation of it. So I was messing around with that earlier today. Plus, it magnetizes, or at least it feels like it does right there. The cube doesn't, of course, but that's a really nice one with Octa, Shashibo, and Shashibo squared. It's always fun finding really cool connections like that between those. And so if you wanted to make that at home, all we would need to do is take our Octa from the portal shape it comes packaged in and pull these two sections away from each other like so into this nice open shape. And I'm going to fold that shape back on itself almost to the double diamond, but I'm going to keep my, I'm going to try to keep my fingers on those same sections right there so that I have an easier time opening that double diamond up into the cube ring right there. I leave my Shashibo in the cube because that is what fits just perfectly right through the middle of my cube ring. You can use a little check to make sure that your Shashibo is magnetically lined up with one of the corners by finding your corner of the Shashibo where three seams come together and then isolating that gold section that we can see really nice and visible right there. But if you wanted to know just geometrically what's going on, that is the back end of the sections that we brought around from the portal. We took these sections all the way around just like that. And so that's the back end right there. And we're just going to stick our cube right in that way. And that makes a really satisfying and solid fit. And then with our Shashibo squared, nice and easy, we just find the seam right down the middle and pull on either side like that so that it opens up. We get that nice square inside. And then you find the square in your ring and just slot it right through the middle. Super satisfying connection. Really fun to play with. And it has this cool feature where it opens up right there. Let me try and show you stuff without throwing it at you this time. Oh, that was always a problem for me at the toy store too, throwing stuff at the customers. You just open it up. Much easier on a level surface, of course, but I was trying to make sure you saw it the best you could. Doesn't magnetize there. Maybe if we rotate it, flip it around, we can. These are the ways that we can kind of test for magnetic connections. I don't think we're gonna get that lucky. Maybe that feels like it magnetizes a little. Anyway, really nice shape. Satisfying combination. Kryptonite, I think, is the name of the guy who put that up. Good evening, Kimba. Thanks for joining us again. Welcome back. Glad you're in the Discord. It does look pretty sweet. That one was a nice one, for sure. So I had to remember it for later. What's everybody dressing up as for Halloween? It's coming up tomorrow. Have you decided yet? I think I'm going to be a wizard. Thought about dressing up like a shashibologist, but I'm currently dressed as a shashibologist, if I do say so myself, since I am one. And so I instead tried to embody the essence of what it is to be a shashibologist, and that is a wizard. So, or at least the closest relatable thing. If anybody disagrees, take it up with me in the comments. Calastrophe, thank you so much for joining. It does look pretty sweet. I would agree with you. If we have any newcomers, what I'm playing with right now is a Shashibo, a shape-shifting box that folds into over 100 different shapes. Completely exploratory and, most importantly, a really satisfying way to play. Very soothing. The clicks and clacks are fun to listen to and very tactile. And it's a really engaging toy that keeps your mind twisting and turning and following it through all of these weird geometric variations. And it's been a lot of fun to explore with. For over 4 years, I've been playing with this really unique toy. And I have been playing with it for so long because as soon as you get just one more, you start to find some of the infinite ways to connect Shashibo once you have collected them. And then you can continue to shapeshift and explore all of the ways that those two Shashibo interact with each other, whether they're woven together like that or just connected to each other magnetically. There's 36 really strong magnets in each Shashibo that allow you to have these really awesome magnetic connections between them. And you can kind of just continue to explore. One of the best ways to explore build is making the same shape over and over again. Not only does that get you practiced up on the shape that you're making, but also it gives you a really fun way to just explore where that shape goes, because you'll find often that even if you change the geometry completely, the result ends up being similar or even the same. But then you can find ways of, without changing a single thing about the geometry, only the way that they're connected, make it look like something completely different. And I think that that is just a really special toy. So I hope that you either have one or get more so that you can start to explore the infinite possibilities to discover and master with Shashibo. Anybody in the chat never seen a Shashibo before? I know we've got some verified Shashibologists also joining us, which is one of Fun Emotion's favorite things to do, which is make up a word and just stick to it. Because I think that there needs to be a word for somebody that has truly devoted themselves to the discovery and mastery of this really unique geometry. And so we're calling those Shashibologists. Shape-shifting ologists. Shape-shifting boxologists? I don't know. Well, hi, Zach Dashwood. Thanks for joining us. Down Flame just joined us as well. My phone decided to update right when you went live, so I decided just to watch it on my Switch. Nice, dude. That's dedication. N1N from the Discord says, hey, Ezra, do you by chance have the squad winner cube there? Yeah, that's a great question. I think maybe all of my squad winners are actually downstairs in my office. Yeah, I'm not seeing one right at the moment. I could go grab it in a minute. Why don't we try getting the stream to like 1,000 likes or something just to warm up the day? If we get to 1,000 likes, let me know on the. I think you're watching on TikTok. Let me know when you get to 1,000 likes on TikTok, and I'll go downstairs real quick and grab my special cube. Oh, Zach loves our videos. Thank you so much, Zach. I appreciate you joining. Are you on our Discord? When you joined, you should have gotten a little message from us that invited you and had a link to our Discord, which is a really great platform to just have cool conversations, share cool pictures and builds and ideas around Shashibo. We'd love to see you there if you're not there already. Mike Wolf has around 100. That's impressive, my friend. That's quite the collection. Are you in the Discord? Speaking of which, anyone with 100 Shashibo ought to be in the Discord. Oh, Zach, bye. Thanks for hanging out. Mike, I hope you're in the Discord. You better be. Yeah, guys, every time I try and look over at the TikTok dashboard, it just takes a year and a half to load, and then I miss all the comments on the other side. So JT's going to do his best to send comments over my way if I miss you over on the TikTok. But if you want to make sure that I see what you're saying, come over here on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, any of those. JT's trying to be on it, but you know, with that guy, it's easy to take shots at him when he's not on the live to defend himself, verbally anyway. Yeah, Mike Wolf, get on there, man. We'd love to see your builds. 100 Shashibo, we got to get you there. Wavy, though, is already here. What's up? Hey, JT, you hop on live and start taking some shots at me one of these days, why don't you? Guys, that guy is running a million miles an hour all the time. It is crazy that he's even here with us today. So send some love over to JT. Yeah. Send some love over to JT, who is making it happen, Captain. That guy manages to get more done in 24 hours than most of the people that I know combined by himself. And then we'll still be bummed at the end of the day that we didn't get as much done as he thought possible. So I love that guy so much, and I love working with him. And it's always a blast to have him on the live when we can get him. But until then, you guys are stuck with me. Hey, N1N, welcome over here. Feel free to send me any more requests you got. And yeah, I'd love to show you guys one of the Shashibo Squad cubes when I get a chance. I should have one up here. All right, what are we gonna do today, guys? I've been fidgeting and shuffling around. You know, I get lost so often when I should be doing other things in just the soothing calmness that is within this magnetic geometry. And while I'm joking a little about getting that kind of lost in it, it actually is a really helpful tool for keeping me focused while I am video editing or in a meeting, especially in a meeting, on all of these Zoom calls and such that we're doing these days. It is a real help to have something that busies my hands while I am trying to pay attention to people talking through a presentation, because I want to listen. I really do, I promise. So if you relate to that at all, you got to get your hands on one of these little fidgets with a little more finesse. Yeah, man, I totally hear you. And I absolutely love that my job gets to be telling people about all of these really cool toys. But I'll be real with you. That's about, like, talking to people about Shashibo is genuinely like 5% of what I get to do. The rest of it is all of the behind the scenes to make it happen. So it's not off the table. If you can do something that we need, help us out. But it is, as JT eloquently says, a lot of work to have this much fun. Man, I get really caught up when I have time to just focus and dive into Shashibo, but when I'm just fidgeting, I love the simple stuff, man. It's just so satisfying. And it's great shapes. Like, one of my favorite shapes to make, without a doubt, while the barn door is a lot of fun and a really cool, twisting, complex journey, what my hands do on autopilot is the ball over and over again, man. I just love the way that this thing moves, and getting it to move smoothly and connect smoothly. It's such a cool journey. And I'm glad to get to share it with all of you. Ooh, that was cool. I love the way that Shashibo Squared continues to just like shift and fold even after you've got it in a shape. You can just continue to find all these really cool ways. Wow. And similarly, while you can make some stuff that looks incredibly complex. I'm going to say that differently. Shashibo has this really unique feature where shapes that are technically simple, like the UFO, for example, when you repeat that shape over and over again, or you combine it with others, it ends up looking somewhat complex. The star is a good example of that as well, right? You get all of these angles and stuff that wasn't there before. The star is another one where, while being a technically simple shape, it's just opening up the cube, it ends up having this really complex looking feature. Whereas, similarly, a shape that has a lot of nuances and complexities often ends up looking really simple when you get them combined. And I think that that is a really special thing, to try and find all of the intricate ways that you can get these to fit together. And when you get something like this that just has that nice tight fit the whole way around, no matter how much complex geometry is in it, it's just so satisfying. Or how simple the geometry is, right? Another thing that is simple and is satisfying, look at this. You get that star, you get the ball, two nice and solid shapes, and it just fits so perfectly. Same thing with the cube inside the ball. Of course, the Shashibo at its two extremities would have this perfect cohesion. And when you get those seams lined up just right, being able to continue to shapeshift and flip and find new possibilities. Plus, we work with some really cool artists. And so we worked with some really cool artists. And so you get beautiful designs going on the outside of your Shashibo like that. And I love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. Howdy, y'all. Yaz in the chat. Welcome. Discord username is Rage Wolf. Okay. Glad we'll get you approved after the we'll get you approved after you apply to join. I'll try and approve everybody after I get off the live. And if I forget, I'll get to you tomorrow morning, I promise. All right, what are we going to do today, team? I think I want to go on another build journey. I mean, we've just been having so much fun with those. But before I get all invested in something like that, any tutorials out there? Anybody looking for some information? Certain number of Shashibo that they want me to work with for a build instead of going crazy. Certain design that you want to see. Anything. Let me know, guys, if you have any requests. And if you're giving me requests over on TikTok or Instagram and you want to make sure that I see them, please hop over to YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook where I can see your comments a little bit easier. Twitch is our preferred. YouTube is second best. But join us wherever you want. But if you're looking to support us, Twitch and YouTube are definitely the best platforms for that. Let's see. I'm just going to start making all of the like base shapes, like the level 1 shapes out of the Shashibo. And try and get them all connected. What else would be a base level shape? Oh, the crown for sure. Might throw the swan in there as well. Maybe the seat. Oh. The concert hall. Oh, and I gotta do its counterpart, the mosquito, just to fit it right in there. The dome. And a reminder, everybody, this is the dome. I don't want to hear anyone calling it the half dome. Like, I've heard it enough in affiliate videos and that kind of thing that it slips out every once in a while, and I get so mad. But this is a dome, all right? This is one dome. It's half of a ball, so it is a dome. A half dome would be half of this dome. So let's set the record straight, clip that, repost it as many times as we need to get people to stop calling it the dome. Or the half dome. Yeah, I was thinking of exploring Octa with some ball/cube weaves. Have you had a chance to do that yet? Dude, I've been looking at Octa for weaves. And I haven't really found anything super satisfying. And any, like, one of the things that you often find with a weave is, like, needing to change the shape to allow for that fit. And, you know, I think it probably took me a while with Shashibo before I was seeing weave opportunities. But this one, I don't know. There just isn't, I don't think, as much potential for that kind of thing. Potentially because it doesn't kaleidocycle, meaning it doesn't, like, flip in and out on itself. It's kind of like one side versus the other side. You're flipping it back and forth rather than inside out to right side out. That probably has something to do with it. But I do know that there are some really cool combinations. Oh, who was it that, was it you, yeah, that put this and the in between double diamond shape up here? That has a little potential for it. Because if you could repeat that a bunch of times. What was that connection? Was it this way? Nope, clearly not. Maybe I need to flip one of these. There we go, potentially. Oh, I see. Wow, this is interesting. I should have looked at that a little. Yeah, the schooner. The schooner and the crystal. Are we calling this the schooner? Oh, I kind of see it. When you hold it like this, I see it. Put the mass in the dimple. Oh, I see. I was just trying to connect it on the wrong side. Yeah, that's a nice one. Okay. Not the weave connection that I was thinking of, but yes. So I would say the closest that you can come to that would be something like this, where you have a repeating shape that if you like did this a bunch of times, you could potentially have some kind of a connection that go around in a wheel. But even that is like barely weaving because it doesn't go over and under, it just goes over or under. Like one covers the other. Whereas in most Shashibo, the weave aspect is that it's completely surrounded, it's integral. For example, the double crown weave is kind of, but one of them's in a spaceship and one of them's in a crown technically once they're woven. You take the lockjawed star and you put point to jaw like this, and you kind of got to open up one of them to get around the other side. But then when you get those connected, not only do you have this one going behind this one, but you have it going in front of this one. And so you have both over and under. And that's sort of what qualifies it as a weave. I just haven't found anything that you have to do that with the octave. So maybe that's more talking about it than you were hoping for when you asked the question. But those are my thoughts, I guess, just on the geometry of it. Because I have been looking for that kind of thing and trying to figure out why I haven't found it yet. And honestly, like, not just why I haven't found out a way that it works, but like I haven't even gotten excited about something and then it didn't work polarity wise or something like that, right? Like I haven't even chased anything like that. And I know a lot more about geometry now than I did when I was exploring with Shashibo. So none of that to say it is impossible, but those are the reasons that I find it possibly unlikely that that kind of thing exists. I like this. You can put the trident on the on what are we calling this? Did we name this? Did we name this? Because you guys were calling this the schooner, which we came up with a different name for that, and I can't remember what it was, but I love your guys' names for things. I love your guys' names for things, and we never want to be like the dictators of this kind of thing, but we got to call it something, especially when we're coming up with shapes on products that you guys haven't seen yet, right? So we got to call it something, and yeah. I can't wait till you guys get your hands on that list and those tutorials. That's going to be a lot of fun. We can start calling things. We can start figuring out what we're actually going to call things. The nautical star. I don't hate it. The Nautilus star or the nautical. Adding the half anchor, says King Ravana. Now, I don't remember what we call this, so I'm just going to refer to it as the half anchor because that's a pretty good name. I'm going to use solar and polar so that we've got some nice contrasting colors and you guys can see where each of the shapes are showing up in this. But there's a really cool shape out there that they're calling the half anchor. It is a combination of two shapes. One of them is the stingray, which we're going to learn how to make right now. We're going to take the back half of the stingray right here, this axis right back here, and we're going to open it like a book. And that shape is our crown. When we open our Shashibo into the crown, we are going to open it on this hinge like a book, back like that. Now we have made a shape called the spaceship. And if I take this section of the spaceship and pull it straight down, I have made my slack-jawed hive. And I take this top hive in that and pull it straight down so that it is pointing in the same direction as that piece that I just pulled down like it and through the middle. So we're going to take this piece right here called the puzzle piece, and we are going to take this top and bottom triangle and we're going to bring them in opposite directions of each other. We're going to bring the top one forward and the bottom one back. So they both create 90-degree angles, but this is a, I guess, concave 90-degree angle, and this is a protruding 90-degree angle. And that is our stingray shape. We've made it. Now we're going to take our other Shashibo. We're going to open up one section into the crown just like so. And we are going to, again, open it on that back hinge into this shape where we bring this piece down, but instead of following it with this top section, we are actually going to take these back sections, these two that are left over on this side, and pass them through the middle, one at a time, just like so, into this nice open ring shape. Actually, just one of them. Sorry, guys. We're just going to pass one of those sections through the middle to keep this kind of heart ring. And we're going to take the heart ring, and if we kind of close one piece of it in like this, and then close the other piece in like this, we get this kind of scoop up here. You might accidentally close that section down and make the shield. You just need to open it back up and bring this piece up to make that kind of scoop, and this shape is called the scorpion. Now, if you take this kind of hood of the scorpion and put it right behind that back point right there, and then take this lower tail, I guess, of the scorpion and bring it up over the stingray point, that is not only a really cool woven shape, but also something that you can move, shifting it like so to make this shape that Michael is calling the half anchor. That's a hefty tutorial. Thanks for sticking with me through it. But it is a really satisfying shape, and I'm going to show you, we'll explore some of the cool ways that you can connect it to the octa shape that we had a second ago. But I do want to show you real quick that, remember, we had a solar stingray and a polar scorpion, and now we do again. But every time I shift it all the way through, I make the exact same shape, but those two incredibly complex Shashibo shapes that we combined to make this are switching places every time in a relatively easy motion, and I think that that is really cool. But this in between point is the half anchor that that Michael was referring to. Sorry, King Ravana. And it does have a pretty cool combination with that. I bet it has some more pretty cool combinations with that because we get that same geometry. But I like that that lays flat while it sits on the table. You could also lay it flat like that while it sits on the table. You could also do that same combination with the woven stingray and scorpion on the table. Ooh. If I take my crystal out, I can connect it right in there. That's cool. Hang on, everybody. I might need to chase that for just a second. What is a quarter anchor? I don't know that there is a quarter anchor. I mean, I suppose it would be like taking one of those Shashibo in that shape, but they're in two different shapes. So which one is the quarter? Possibly the one that stands on its own a bit more. Oops, did that in reverse. Which would be, I suppose the quarter anchor is probably what is a quarter of a full anchor. So that would be a shape that I find easiest to get to from the stingray that we just learned. And I just take 1/2 in the back section of the stingray and push that into the middle and then close them up on that. So you get half of the crown and half of the whatever we call that shape, I can't remember. That, I suppose, would be a quarter anchor. So you repeat that 4 times to make the full anchor. I will do that. Oh, you meant add quarter anchor to schooner. Oh, sure. Yeah. Very nice. And a couple of ways that you could do that. Man, you guys are getting me sidetracked on like 3 different side missions. Yeah, very cool. I think I like that the best. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. See if I've got a quarter anchor one-handed in me, because that's a tough one. I missed the screenshot. I'll repost it, man. I know it takes me a little bit to like get to live, so it might be a week from now or something, but I'll repost it. Don't worry. It's not your only chance to see that, but that is this shape right here. So if you want to screenshot that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you want to screenshot the back end, screenshot that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you want to remember how to get there, follow along with me real quick, because I can walk you through it. Because we should learn how to make this shape together. I'll always go down a tangent for a tutorial. We're going to take one corner of our Shashibo and we're going to open it up just like so, like we always do, right into the crown. And I'm going to take the back section of the crown when we open it and push it forward into the lock-jawed star. Continue pulling that jaw into the slack-jawed and follow suit with this point up here. And we're just going to close that kind of back into a corner of the cube, which feels weird because the rest of it is in the ring, essentially, for our stingray shape. Now, I am going to take one of the 2 sections that are still in the cube in the back of my stingray shape. Doesn't matter which one, but that does choose which chirality we are making. And I'm going to sort of make that now the center of my shape, if you will. And I'm going to shift this piece off to the side while letting this piece right up here shift back into that top corner of the crown, which is what gives us half of our crown and the other half of, that's not the heart ring. I can't remember what name we gave that shape, but it works on this axis right here. So you can actually see where it would connect to itself. As you move it back, you can kind of see that actually if we get this point kind of pinched down, we could get this piece here folded around that, and it would make a solid shape. But obviously it won't do that with itself, so we need to make another one. So we're making our stingray and then picking the same direction that we shifted it last time. Oh, I thought that I picked the same direction, but I picked a different one. There we go. I may have shifted it since I did that. And if I just take the crown side, then I fit it into the other side. This kind of hollow side. It's the pointy crown end into it, just like that. And so that is technically our half anchor, but if you get both of these sections intertwined like so, then you can make that same shape. I just find it to be easier to get there from the stingray and the scorpion, which is where you end up anyway. So if we continued that, though, a couple more times to make our full anchor, this is what it would look like. just make our other half. I find it easiest to make those halves separately, and then to take the halves and get your pointy and your hooded sides lined up, slide them together to make our full anchor. And that is just a beautiful woven shape discovered by our friend Save It Herb. Oh, sweet. JT says we are live on X for the first time. That's exciting. Welcome, X viewers, if we have any of you here. Excuse me, guys, just 1 second. Come on. Oh, I thought I had to sneeze. I tried looking at a bright light. I don't know if anyone else out there is like me and sneezes as soon as they go out into bright sunlight, but if you have that thing, whatever it's called, JT probably knows. If you have that thing, you can. Sorry, yeah, just if you have that thing, you can look at a bright light to get yourself to sneeze. But it didn't work this time. And we're back to kicking my phone stand, everybody. I know you all missed that. Is that kind of where we were? A little bit. Okay, so backtracking tangents. We did the anchor, we did the half anchor, and I was trying to find cool ways of connecting to this this crystal and the schooner shape, and that was really fun. And I was going to add another quarter anchor, which is not what that shape is called, but I can't remember what that shape is called as per usual. That is interesting. So, I wonder if there's something that bridges the gap. It's weird because the magnets are all wonky. Mundane superpower. I can guaranteed get the the sneezing thing is a mundane superpower. I thought you were the delay between when things happen and when I get your guys' comments is killing me. We got to figure out how to get that down somehow. Anyway, the sneezing thing I imagine is what you're talking about. What would mesh these? Come on, Crow. So potentially we can at least get it straightened out with a gnome right there. I can drop a hashtag for context. I mean, context never hurts, you know? But I just got to figure out how to make it not a like 15-second delay between stuff happening and the comments being posted and me reading them. Hammer23 says, "Can you make a table?" Great request. That's a new one. I can make a table. And there's a couple of ways that I can do that. Now, first I'm going to start on our original Shashibo right here. This is our original geometry and magnetism and all of that kind of stuff. Makes over 100 different shapes, that kind of thing. I would say one of the first shapes that occurs to me when I think table from Shashibo is probably 4 crowns put together. Now, if you are new to Shashibo, a crown is what we get when we just take one section of the Shashibo and open it right up, just like that, into the crown shape. You might get that back side first, depending on how you're opening it, but that is our crown. And we can connect our crown to other crowns just side by side, like so. And even though this doesn't look much like it from this side, when I flip it over, we've got a nice little table. Let's say you want to clean up these edges around the side or something like that, you know? No worries. We'll just get you folded down like this into the gnomes. Now you might be thinking, that's a pretty pointy table. How are you going to balance anything on that? I'm not even done yet. There we go. There's another table style. Maybe if I was doing it with an individual shape, I would do something like the stove top, which ends up having this really cool flat top right here, and it does sit there. It doesn't balance very well, but you might be able to put some other Shashibo in there to get it balanced. And of course, you can make this box out of the Shashibo squared. This was the next geometry that we came out that was compatible with Shashibo. Fully new shapes and possibilities, more magnets, bigger, and it is still, like I said, fully compatible with Shashibo. There's a couple of cool table-like things that you can do with Shashibo squared. And one of those cool things orients all the way around this kind of shape. We can navigate back and forth between this treasure chest and this eye, is what we call those shapes. But right in the middle, we get this kind of cool pillar. But it doesn't hold up on its own. It's going to fall to one way or the other. So we need to add some more Shashibo squared or regular Shashibo to make it a bit more sturdy. And here's one of the ways that we're going to do that is by just connecting them back to back like that. And now you might be able to extrapolate and kind of see where I'm going with this a bit. But if I just make a couple more of those and connect them all back to back like that, that is 4 Shashibo squared. And I want to just do something to satisfy myself a little bit here, which is go every other with our connections. There we go. Much more satisfying. So I think that that looks kind of like a table. You can also, I think, which is very interesting, continue to change each of these individual shapes and still find something that looks pretty cool. Plus, I could set it down on each of those points. Oop, 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 oop. The art to handling Shashibo sometimes, man. Especially when you've got a delicate structure such as this one. Oh, I might need other hands to set that one up, but that's okay. So, still, there was something else I was going to show you where all I have changed about this is folding that one section up that you saw me fold. And then I can just let those collapse away from each other. Oh, goodness. When the magnets are so powerful that you can't get them to stop attracting. and make this really cool pinwheel thing that I can then, goodness gracious, flip over. Just so you know, the fact that this is holding at all is pretty crazy. It just shows how strong the magnets are, because there's only one magnet per cube actually making this a solid structure. But I've done this before. There we go. There we go. Oh, so close, guys. Oh well. All right, I'm gonna show you some different tables because this is crazy. Goodness gracious. All right, so back to where we started. Can open up each of these. I can open up this going around in a pinwheel. And even actually fold a couple of these in so that you can see just how closely related each of these things are. Right? All of these are just moving an individual piece. Now, while the beginning of this is going to look very different, see how I'm making a completely different shape. This is called the fang. This is where I open up my double cube like so, and I fold one section back and keep one section down like this. Can actually hook the fang just like so over each end. And now look at that. That's like a cavern inside there. And this holds really strong. In fact, you can continue to fold each of these sections up. And maybe if I take a couple of those back down so I have a platform. I can instead now fold each of these back out of the fang that they were in. You see a really simple connection. I kind of like the way those collapse too, honestly. All right, any other requests, chat? Went down a couple of tangents, found a couple cool things. If you guys wondered if there was any further relevance with the anchor mistake that we made earlier, there's actually a lot. And one of the ways in which it is relevant is on this end with these kind of hexagonal tabs that are overlapping. They're coming out like that. You get that kind of spiral of them. And this is an important part where we need to figure out chirality, right? Because these are not going to mesh in the way that I thought that they were. Because I made this spiral go in the opposite direction of this one. See how all of the hoods are pointed going in this direction? This way around, and all of these are going the other way around. I know that that is clockwise and counterclockwise, but I can't. But with the mirror image, I can't remember enough to say which one it is for you guys. I guess it's just opposite, right? But anyway. So we get a nice little base for our anchor, just like that. And that's a really satisfying mesh. But you can also just make another anchor. That's always a fun one. Okay. Just make another anchor. And again, make sure that it's going in the same chirality. It's got to go in the same direction as the other one to be able to mesh. See how these are both spiraling in the same direction? That means that we can get them to make this really cool spirally torpedo. Very fun shape. Very cool build. And I wonder if it could be capped off. Oh, very nice, by our Octa. I don't think I have made the anchor since we came out with Octa, so this has been a really fun journey. Makes a lovely stand for it. Oh, we gotta take our other one, put it on top like that, and cap it off with another Octa. Why not? Untitled brings up a great point, actually. So, thanks for saying that, my friend. Because I recognize Shashibo isn't cheap. But here is why it costs what it does. Because we aren't overpricing these. They cost what they need to for us to be able to stay in business. Shashibo has 36 really strong magnets in it. It's very durable. It's got some really tough plastic. It's got some really strong vinyl stickers. I can put my entire body weight on this cube, not on this table, but on this cube, to be able to show you guys that it is a really sturdy Shashibo. But pretty much all of the cost in this thing is in the magnets. 36 really strong magnets in this thing. And that is what allows it to hold each of these individual shapes. It also is what allows it to have this really strong connection between others. JT is right. Right now we have some really great discounts on getting multiple of these. If you're looking to build a collection around them, you can get 10% off 2, 15 off of 3, 20 off of 4, and 25 off of 5, and 30% off of 6, which is higher than we have ever discounted these before. So I recommend you try and get them. And you brought up the next thing that I was going to talk about, my friend, which are our Temu ones. So I bought a couple of these Temu knockoff Shashibo because I was like, what is going on with these things? But look, you can see how cheap and ill-resolved the plastic is, the stickers around them. They don't feel very nice. You can hear the magnets rattling around on the inside. Listen to this thing. It shouldn't make any noise. Those magnets are locked in there, 3 per each section. These ones have just 1 magnet per section. So let's say I try and make a shape, which, look, it's not even holding one of the shapes. Here, I'll try and make an easier shape. Oh, look, that one had enough of the magnets to hold. But look, if I flip it around to the other side, it's like off a little bit. Anyway, holds that shape of, oh, unless I let gravity take over a little bit. Look at how the center section comes apart. You don't get any of that with Shashibo. It locks into this shape. It locks into the UFO. Gravity isn't doing anything to this thing, much less me shaking it. And when you get multiple of these and try and connect them, look. Oh, look, it kind of connected on that face, but not this one for some reason. And that one falls off. And oh, look, I just rotated the thing and it's like barely connecting anymore. It's not even holding. So why would you waste your money? Why would you waste your money on this junk? I had this one for a day before it fell apart like this, and the magnets came out. These aren't just cheap knockoffs and a piece of junk. They're also dangerous. Those magnets, if a kid swallows them or chokes on them or something like that, that's not good for you. So, listen, man, I hear what you're saying. The price looks good, but cheaper is not always better, okay? Save your money, spend it on the real deal, the quality Shashibo that actually does as advertised. Look at this thing. Anywhere that I try and connect it, it doesn't matter which side it is. It doesn't matter where on the Shashibo I'm trying to connect it. It's going to connect every time, and solid too. Look, I can pick that up. They wouldn't even connect on the table, much less when I picked them up. All right? So, trust me, man. Don't waste your money on cheap knockoffs. It's cheaper on the checkout, but like not even that much. I mean, they were like $20 in shipping or something. Because everyone is experiencing tariffs on magnets. That's one of the reasons why Shashibo is so expensive. So I hear what you're saying, man. Shashibo isn't cheap, but it's worth every penny because it costs a lot to make this thing. Magnets are expensive, but worth it. Worth it. Sure, Downflame, there's a bunch of different knockoffs, but most of them have the jumping magnets in them. Either way, it's not going to work like your regular one. Okay, get the real deal. It's worth it. It's just worth it. Plus, we have other stuff like we have the Octa. If the Shashibo is a little too pricey for you right now, Octa doesn't make quite as many shapes, but it is still a really unique geometry, a satisfying fidget, and it works really well with your regular Shashibo when you have enough to get those. So we're trying to make it to help you out. And yeah, like Downflame said, it was put together just so poorly. I mean, this one is like brand new. I've been really careful with it so that I can continue to show people what's going on. But look, all I need to do is pull a little bit and you can see those stickers already coming apart right there. The fact that you can see, if I shone a light behind here, I can see because of my ring light. Here, wait, maybe I can. Here. You can see through those stickers. You shouldn't be able to see through those stickers. Look at Shashibo. See? Nice and solid. There we go. So, get the real deal. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I happen to have them right here, and somebody brought them up. Because I had to make some videos a while ago about what the knockoffs do and look like, and they don't. I don't have to stage anything because they just don't work. They just don't work. Plus, I wanted to show you guys how they like knock off some of our designs because they have one that looks like this, where they copied our artwork, and this is that one. I ordered this and I got this. Don't waste your money, man. Plus, that thing cost like $20 after shipping, and it took over a month to get here. Crazy, crazy. Anyway, all right, tangent over. Thanks for hanging out, Untitled, but I hope that you never waste your money on some knockoff Shashibo. Get the real deal. Because we are a company that cares about making you happier and healthier, and everyone else just wants to take your money. Where are my other Atlantis octa, y'all? Oh, here we go. Here's one. And the other. Because I just realized that you can do kind of the same connection as... Oh, interesting. Huh. Now, why is that? Okay. Very interesting. I don't think that I had come across that before, chat. So just so you know, this back end and this back end, despite having a similar geometric presentation, do not have the same magnetic presentation. And I am trying to figure out why that is. Ah, because it's different faces. Okay, so on this one, you're connecting to these magnets, and when you open it up, you're connecting to these magnets. These stay the same, but these change depending on... Oh, and this, they both change. So this is this side, whereas when I flip it over, it's this side of that 90-degree angle. Is that 90 degrees? Yeah, of that 90-degree angle. So backside versus top side. Okay, interesting. Good to see, good to see. I would love to see a dog toy Shashibo plush that still shape-shifts. That would be pretty cool. I agree, that would be pretty funny. I've thought about that because I feel like my cat has been watching me play with Shashibo enough that if she just had opposable thumbs, she could do it. I'd love to see an octa in the UK. Kimba, we've talked about it, man. We're going to try and make it happen in the UK, but I swear to you, it's not going to happen this week. When we say we're going to try and make it happen, it might happen in like a year. Or in a few months, like it would be the fastest that we're talking about. But it definitely will not be tomorrow. So we're working on it, Kimba. We want it there as much as you do, I promise, if not more, because we want everybody in the world to be playing with this thing. But it's going to be different. Looks like Ezra got some knockoff octa. No, I did not. But are you saying that yours do that? Like yours connect on both? Like, can you sandwich the bloom and the blossom between these? I hear you, Kimba. I'm just letting you know that we didn't forget. We didn't forget. But yeah, did you get or why are you saying that I got knockoff octa? I don't understand. Yeah, I agreed, Downflame. A plush Shashibo would be dope. A Shashibo with soft corners would be a lot of fun. I just love the stellated dodecahedron. Hashtag joking. Okay, I just don't get the joke. I figured you were joking. I just don't get it. That's okay. I don't have to get it. It's like middle school all over again. Everyone's making jokes I don't understand. Ooh, That would be fun to just kind of flesh out. See if might just be an interesting way of getting to Guys, I'm doing so much figuring. All right. Time to lock in. Anybody in the chat seeing Octa for the first time? Has everybody's played with this before, or at least seen us play with it? I love this 3/E shape that I think it was Savid that made. Maybe it was not King Ravana, but I'm pretty sure it was Savid. Such a good one. I don't think that there are magnets here. Yeah, says to be fair, wasn't a good joke. Fair enough. I just need to get a gauge on the timing. Did you type that when I said something? Because, wow. I think it's just got to be a compilation of the lag from me to you and then you back to me, but wow. I know you haven't, Kimba, but you've seen us play with it. I said, or seen us play with it. With you specifically in mind, my friend. Oh, goodness. You didn't make nothing. It was Savid who made the 3. Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, you were late. Okay. All good, man. I just had to make sure in my head. Holy cow! Did it take 5 minutes for me to get to you? Woo! Had me worried about lag there for a second. It is kind of, and genuinely, because it's kind of windy here. When a Midwesterner says it's kind of windy, it's really windy, right? So I feel like Midwesterners use kinda for any time they mean really. It's kind of windy means it's really windy. It kind of snowed. Means it really snowed. Maybe that just applies to weather. I don't know. Man, we're talking about shape-shifting and colloquialisms. There we go. It's a fragile connection. A really sturdy one, genuinely, like, because it's a magnet. Strong magnet to strong magnet to strong magnet, but just one magnet per octa holding them all together. So, yeah. Oh. I never created anything. Log owns all the pictures. LOL. You're funny, King Urbana. So, does crystal fit down in here? Not quite. Ooh, no. Stay. Stop. Okay. Disaster averted, everybody. No worries. I know you're all panicking for me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it doesn't fit. Well, what would fit? Maybe the puppy dog. Would the puppy dog fit? Maybe nothing. Maybe nothing on Okta, but maybe something on Shashibo. I don't know. It's kind of a tight fit. I wasn't really expecting too much to work there, but I did think maybe. Just maybe. Now, can you attach a ball there? Oh, yes, you can. Fantastic. Okay, okay. So I can use my Shashibo ball as maybe a holder. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't really stabilize, but it does attach. So in theory, if I hold that one there, yet again, another instance in which being able to shapeshift one-handed is coming in handy. Because ready, I'm gonna have to hold this one on there while I take another one and get it to my ball. Sometimes you got a friend to hold your Shashibo towers for you, but sometimes you don't. And you gotta figure it out, man. So these are practical life skills that I'm teaching you. Okay. All right. Connected. Hooray! I just about bumped it over, didn't I? Let's see. Shall we add the dome? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Hey, Yaz got a split. It's been fun. Thanks for hanging out, yeah. See you back in the Discord. Hang on, guys, just a second. I gotta mess around with some settings here real quick. Oh, shoot. I have to actually change it on here. Yeah, JT, I'm working on it. I just am needing to find settings on my phone view instead of on the laptop, and that is in a different place. Here we go. 3 dots. Okay. We are in I changed that setting, I believe. It looked like something changed. Oh, I forgot how fragile the build was. Sorry, guys. No. JT probably saw that I was about to discover something great, so he had to sabotage my build. That's what happened. Guaranteed. Ice cream cones and lightning bolts are great for barn door. I would say barn door also works with the barn door works well with the ball. So anything that's got like the tab shape could work with the hive. The hive just the center of gravity doesn't stay very close to the barn door, so it kind of depends on how you have it attached. Also, the lightning bolt, or sorry, not the lightning bolt. It was the Z. The Z works well. Half the stovetop works pretty well. It'd probably be easier to visualize. Oh, you could attach it to this. I just realized. Let's do that. Oh my word. Nice. If you ever see me crash out on a live, it's gonna be over kicking my phone camera just one more time. One time too many. So stick around. You don't want to miss it when that happens. JT, get ready to clip it. There we go. Just added some barn doors. Could also add it like so. Ah. So you go. There you go. What else would work with the barn door well? The crown has a cool connection. You set the barn door up like this. Just place the crown right there. That's a nice one. Let's see, I think it might have some relevance with the smashed mosquito, which is one of the shapes that we haven't published yet. Maybe I'll show you guys, give you a little sneak peek of what the smashed mosquito is. It kind of meshes with the smashed mosquito right there. Smashed mosquito, really cool shape. One that I came across a little bit ago. We're gonna just take one section of our Shashibo and open it up into the crown, and then pull these two sections apart so this yellow tab in the back drops down to make a point on that side. We've got our star. And if I take just two sections of the star and open them on this seam to make my tab, and do that with another one, then kind of this last point just closes up essentially while you close that last piece down. And this is the mosquito, which means that when I take the mosquito and I bend one of the mosquito eyes back like this so that it kind of rests like so. Doesn't really look like a shape at first, right? It looks random and weird. But in fact, this is one of the few shapes that you actually need to make sure that you make it in both chiralities for a 2-version connection. So we've got them going in opposite directions to each other. Not only do they connect like so, but they also have a more sturdy connection like so, where those crosses, kind of see that X that happens across like that, those mesh face to face like that, which makes this really cool kind of tangle of a shape, which you can't really deny because it holds solid once they're connected. And that shape does work with the barn door. And I bet you'll be surprised to hear which shape this smash mosquito weirdness is most closely related to. At least in my opinion. This is, of course, up to your own school of thought. There is the mosquito, which is how you get there, but I think it is really closely related to the penguin. So this is a really cool shape where you take the seat and you push this hive back, that hexagonal section back like so, until you see right here how these two blue sections kind of hook around the outside there at a certain point, and that is the penguin. And here is where you can most see the similarities between this and the penguin. And I'm gonna switch my colors around here real quick just so you can be sure to see the similarity. See how this one is basically just taking one section down here of the penguin and folding that open. That's tough to show. Just folded it open and I fold it closed, and there is my penguin again. So anyway, it's very closely related to that. And I think I found the penguin before I found this. Very cool shape. Oh, and I just saw, that looks familiar now that I've been playing with Octa some. I didn't even know about this. So let's get 2 penguins hooked up so it's a little sturdier. And we get that shape right there. Let's see. I bet our Octa are gonna connect. No. Oh, I see. The part of this bottom part of the penguin kind of gets in the way. Bummer. And there aren't magnets in that part of the Shashibo, so it wouldn't magnetize either way. Still a cool coincidence. Not coincidence. Still a cool similarity. Frost says hi. I'm doing all right, Frost. How about you, my friend? You having a good Thursday? Anybody looking forward to their Halloween costume tomorrow? anybody dressing up as a Shashibo? Out of curiosity. JT, dressing up like a Shashibo? Ooh, that's cool. Look at that. That's 3 Octa and 1 regular Shashibo. And the really cool thing is I could take another have it merge just like that. I don't know if you've seen that combo. Real quick, I'll just show you. 2 Shashibo and this kind of cool spiral meshed just like so. And we make that shape by opening one section of our Shashibo into the crown, opening these 2 bottom sections so that we have a star, taking all 3 sections from one half of the star and passing them through the middle, one at a time, to make my inside out ring. My inside out ring, I'm going to choose yellow or blue, okay? Either side, doesn't matter which. I'm going to choose blue because that shows up nice on my screen. And I'm going to bring all of these blue sections into the middle so that I have 3 pieces like that. I don't want to fold it in half like this into my snake. That's not quite what I'm looking for. If you end up with that, just open the opposite end hump of your snake. Oops, sorry. So since I'm making it blue, I'm going to take the yellow side and open that up, and folding that all the way will make it a 3-way split, okay? And when I have my 3-way split, I can kind of get all of these pieces pointed in the same direction like so, and then allow that bottom section to open up in 3 ways as well. So I get this really cool shape and this kind of spiral. And making sure that my spiral is going in the same direction both times, I can then merge them to make this really cool combo. Oop, oop, oop. All right, got my Octa put back on there. Come on. Come on. What the heck was that? Felt like I just touched it. Probably bumped it in a specific way. When I play the video back, I'll be like, oh. Okay. I'm taking my Octa just in their home portal shape. There we go. That's cool. Very nice. Very combination between neat and nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's do some more tutorials. I'm liking this. I feel like there's a few things out there that I've needed to come back and make sure I get a good tutorial on it. So please let me know if you guys have any requests, if you have a certain number of Shashibo that you're looking to do stuff with, or if you have heard me talk about something or saw a tutorial that didn't really do the trick for you. Let me know if you have any requests. I'll be happy to go back and do something again. But I did see an affiliate who, or maybe not an affiliate, but a mom or something, on one of our social media platforms, who was talking about how the matte and glossy aren't compatible or something like that. And I just want to show you, make sure that we know that glossy, matte have no problem with compatibility. The magnets work perfectly fine. Let's talk about how to magnetically connect Shashibo. And one of the easiest ways for me to really visualize the Shashibo in any capacity, sorry guys, those were overstimulating my nose. One of my favorite ways to navigate the Shashibo and to figure out how to get it connected to others is, first of all, we're going to open it into our crown, then take these two sections at the bottom and pull them open like that, letting that back section fall down, just like so, to make our star. And the star is the easiest way for me to visualize 3 sections on one side of the Shashibo, 3 sections on the other side of the Shashibo. And these are dictated by having blue and yellow designs on this particular Shashibo. On the black and white, that ends up just being different artistic designs instead of just colors. But all of them will have something different on one side of points versus the other side of points. However, those designs are always interchangeable. Watch this. That UFO is a great way of demonstrating. Look, I've got my blue and my yellow on one side. And as you shapeshift with the Shashibo, you'll see 3 different triangles pop up, okay? There are, of course, a lot of triangles all over the Shashibo, but 3 different kinds. One of them is this triangle right here. This is the triangles that make up the outside of the cube. And that's easy to remember because they are right-angled triangles. See how we've got that nice 90-degree angle right there? It's a right triangle, okay? Now we've got these really wide, thin triangles, okay? That's the blue and the yellow. We have 2 different sides of those. And then we have this green side, and this looks like a rhombus, looks like a diamond instead of a triangle, but it's actually made up of 2 equilateral triangles, which you can see when you kind of bend that hinge right there a little bit more. So you can see 2 equilateral triangles. All of those triangles that are going to be compatible to other Shashibo when those triangles are facing out. So a great example of that, right? We've got these really long, wide triangles. So if I connect those to my other really long, wide triangles, I'm going to have a magnetic connection. When I connect my rhombus to my other rhombus, I'm going to have a magnetic connection. There's a few tricks, right? So if I connect my triangles going the wrong way, they're not going to magnetically connect. Or if I do this one overlapping like that instead of in series, right? So there's some tricks that you need to learn, but for the main connections, we're just looking for same triangles to same triangles on the back end here, right? This is a little bit easier to confuse. That's facing the wrong way. Now they're pointing in the same direction, so they're going to be compatible. On the sides here, we also have some diamonds. Those don't have magnets in them. And this is the easiest way to see that is that we have kind of 3 sections that come together at the top. Those rhombuses are going to have magnets. And we have 3 that come together at the bottom, also going to have magnets. Then around the middle, we have all of these. These don't have magnets. The Shashibo would be so much more expensive if we put extra magnets in there. So we just made it what it needs, essentially. And so that is how we're going to make sure that we're connecting it where it's compatible. So like in the ball, it's kind of confusing. Where is the magnetism? But if I squeeze it just a little bit, you can see, oh look, it starts to come apart there a little bit. That's one of the ends where the magnets are going to go. And so I just need my tabs to be pointing in the same direction, and you'll have magnetic compatibility. So that is my favorite way to sort of navigate that. Will you sell Battle Shapes 2.0 cubes separately, not in the kit? Most likely not, my friend. They're part of the game. It's an exclusive set. I need a backpack that can fold a table out so I can build big structures on the go. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. And hard to make. Hey, Connie's in the chat. What up? That's always fun. Let's see. So we were talking about how to get these things connected. And here's another good example, outside of the cube to outside of the cube. That one's a little bit easier because you're just trying to get the back angle of the right angle to line up. There's a few weird connections there, but not very many. Now, there are a few instances where you could get not same triangles to connect together, essentially different triangles to connect together, but they're few and far between and they take a little bit more explanation. One of those is the Shashibo, right? When we get it in the cube here, and I can kind of squeeze and see where my three sections are coming together, and it's pointing this way, okay? I'm gonna remember that this seam is pointing this way. Now I'm going to take my ball and squeeze, okay, and see where those three sections are coming together. And that is pointing this way now. So if I get those pointing in the same direction, there is a magnetic connection between the two. Yeah, there we go. So that's a really fun one. And I know King Ravana and Save It Herb do a lot of that kind of stuff, but we're gonna keep, if you're a beginner, keep it simple and focus on same triangles to same triangles. Just figure out all of the complexities that has to offer first. So while we're exploring our connections with Shashibo, we might be trying to look for the different ways that they connect. One of my favorites, it doesn't have any outside of the ball exposed for connection. However, there are still a lot of ways that you can get two crowns connected together. I've shown this one before. We've got our outside of the cube. That's the same shape right there. So those will connect nice and easy. Now you'll also notice that we've got some of these nice wide triangles in the back here. Those will connect back to back, but you can also connect them a little bit side to side at an angle like that, and they have a magnetic connection there. Same with that. And then you can mix those. I could take this point right here and have that connect on the back or on the side there. So that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different connections just between those wide triangles. And 6 connections. What comes after 6, guys? I can't remember. Oh yeah, 7 when we flip it over. And then I can take these two face to face like that, flipped over. I can take this right angle in the back here, that nice corner that fits right there. Could also get them connected on these nice flat sides, bottom to bottom. Can't believe I didn't do that one already. I've already forgotten where I was. 8 and 9 was that? 10 maybe with bottom to bottom. 11 with that connection right there. There's so many ways, and that is just like I had it connected up here, but twisting it like so. 11 different ways of just connecting these two simple shapes. I love that demonstration. And there's a lot of shapes like that. The swan works as well, but I think the cube might be one of the most diverse shapes when it comes to connections with itself like that. Okay. So that's some pretty cool stuff that you can do with two Shashibo. You don't always have to be repeating the same shape. You can instead find something that maybe looks like it has a little bit of relevance. You can see my my cube sides here are looking very compatible. Look at that. Let's make our lovely spinner. 2 Shashibo right now. If you get 2 Shashibo, you get them 10% off, which is pretty cool. So if you're looking to start building your collection out a bit more, now is a great time to get a couple at a time. There are definitely some really cool things that you can do with 3 Shashibo as well. I know that you guys have heard me talk about some cool 3 Shashibo shapes. Anytime that we're trying to make a 3 Shashibo shape, we're looking for a 120-degree angle, just like this one right here. This nice wide angle allows me to connect all 3 of these like that. 3 Shashibo, if you add those to your cart right now, are 15% off. So that's a really nice deal. If I were to get one more, because you know Shashibo works well in 4s, then those would be 20% off, which is really cool. 20% off of 4 Shashibo, which is a pretty steep discount. And you can make all sorts of lovely things. Some tetrahexagonal symmetry never hurt anyone. So start your collection with those, absolutely. Now, if you're really looking to build out your collection, or you've got a ton of people that you are shopping for, try and get 5 Shashibo at once. 5 Shashibo at once, 25% off of your Shashibo order. And there's definitely some cool things that you can do with 5. In fact, even if I just leave my 4 Shashibo together, you can use your 5th as an anchor for some more complex builds or something like that. I'll go back to my 4 stars here because that shows off one of my favorite things to do with 5 Shashibo. And that is to take my ball, my rhombic dodecahedron, and pass it right through the center of one of these stars, which is satisfying enough as it is. I can keep on pushing it, and since this shape is 3-dimensional, I can continue to kind of explore. It's easier to do on the table, of course, but I want to show you guys what's going on, so I'm holding it in kind of a fragile way. You can kind of explore pushing it through each of those sections, even letting it just nestle in the center eventually, is a really fun way to play with 5 Shashibo, 25% off. Now, 6 would be just absolutely crazy if we were going to offer you a discount there too, but we went ahead and did it anyway. With 6 Shashibo, you can make all sorts of really cool things. Not only can you have a 3 Shashibo build put together while you mess around with a 2 Shashibo build and have another one to fidget on the side, but you can also put all 6 of them together into some really cool things. One of my favorite 6 Shashibo shape has to be this shark fin shape. I take 3 shark fins and get all of those meshed together into this kind of imploding cube. 30% off of 6 Shashibo. So if you're looking to get a real steal on some Shashibo this holiday season, take advantage of these awesome. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot. And you guys know that we have licenses. Almost too many. No, not too many. There's some really cool licenses. One of my favorites and one of the more artistic ones is the Grateful Dead. And these are currently, like JT said, on a 50% off discount. We have never discounted Shashibo 50%. So if you're really looking to build out your collection, grab a hold of some of these Grateful Deads. And I know there are some deadheads out there who want these Shashibo, so you're welcome. 50% off of your Grateful Dead Shashibo to really help build out your collection, and you can make some beautiful things. I always like this combo of the Deadhead Cube. We make another shark fin combo, just like so, where we take the fins of the shark and have them interact face to face like that, and then stack those two to make my lovely box. So if you're looking to scoop some sweet discounts on your Shashibo collection, now is a great time to do so. 50% off of Grateful Dead. I can't even believe we're doing that. I can't even believe we're doing that, to be totally honest with you guys. That's crazy. Let's see. we got at least one deadhead in the chat. You got 2 of the Grateful Deads. Yeah, you could build out the rest of your collection for the price of 1 Shashibo. You get the other 2. All right. What are we doing next, chat? I did just realize that there is something with that shark fin combo that I haven't done before, I don't think, which is this. And put a UFO on the end of those 3 shark fins. And if you'd like to learn how to make that shape, let's do that right now. we are making a shape called the shark fin. And to get to your shark fin, you're just going to open up one section of your Shashibo into the crown. You're going to open up these two sections down here, letting that back section fall down into the star. We're going to take all three sections from one side of the star and pass them through the middle one at a time into this nice open ring shape. Now I'm going to collapse my ring down the middle, open up these two halves down here. See how we've got like the two curves of that snake? I can open up both halves like that to expose some of the cube side and tuck it down just like so to make this wedge shape, and then take this snaky tail and pick a side, but it does have to be the same side that you've been picking. So we're going to take it to my left, probably your guys' right, and get all of those points connected like so. You can kind of see when I hold them next to each other that I am taking this section right here. This is another right angle triangle, but it's not as equal, I guess. So we're going to take this big old triangle right here, and we're going to attach it right up top here, getting our points to line up, just like so. And then we add the third one in to make our nice little three-way pinwheel. And then I'm going to make a UFO. Boom. And I'm going to do that 2 more times. Started going the wrong way. Let my hands go on autopilot instead of thinking about what I was doing. That happens a lot with Shashibo. Is it tower time? I don't know if we got enough time to build a huge tower right before the end of the Shashibo, but we'll see where this takes us, you know? You never know. Maybe this will end up turning into a tower. Oh my goodness. What the heck was that? I just dropped my whole shape. There we go. And then I can start to show you where I'm going with this, which is to connect all of those UFOs on one side. And wings. Here we go. This was like one of the early Shashibo that I ever bought, because it was a gift to my lovely girlfriend. There we go. Our last piece to the puzzle. And that's a pretty cool build. Kind of got some hollow space. And then I wanted all of those shark fins to fall away so you could see the central piece. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Shashinanigans. Alright. Let's see how far we can get into a tower. I'm not thinking hard about what I'm putting together. You got me inspired. We're gonna make a tower. We're gonna see how far into a tower we can get before the end of the live. We've got 5 minutes left to show you guys how big we can get with this. And I am going to use my ring to get nice and roomy. And here's how we level it up quick. It's taking a bunch of these rings. Oh, and how do we build bigger faster, chat? Shashibo squared. Shashibo squared is how we build bigger faster. There we go. Got another Shashibo squared in there. Okay. Now, let's start adding some balls on the outside. Oh, I'm not done adding rings yet, I don't think. I just realized I want this to be a little wider up top. See how it's kind of wide at the base and then gets really narrow up here? We don't want that. We want it to be nice and thick the whole way up. All right, all we've got in this so far is rings. And we're gonna add some balls to it. Some rhombic dodecahedrons. We're gonna take them and we're gonna throw them right in here. Oh, no. Ah, I dropped it. Oops. Oh, and I just remembered somebody at the beginning of this asked if I could show off the Shashibo Squad cube. Remind me next week, guys. Next time I'm on a live, help me remember. Putting some Shashibo squared up top now that I've decorated it with some rhombic dodecahedrons. Now I've got this nice wide surface and we've got a minute left to build. I'm going to get it to the top of the screen by then, have no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. We're going to use our hives to get us there. Already starting to cover up my face, that's a good sign. I'm just getting as many hives as I can. Made and added to the top here. There we go. All right, and we're gonna crown it all off with our Ghastly Jack Shashibo. Nice little tower, speed tower build, super fun. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. It's been a great live. I will see you guys again next week, Tuesday and Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be here on the live, and I can't wait to hang out with you then. So until then, cheers, guys, and have a great rest of your night.